And we're ready to begin, and we're so pleased you're here. And yes, it's all your fault. We're meaning what is happening in your lives, it's your fault, and what is happening in your world, they're both the same. And when you're finding your lives in the world in disarray, it means that you haven't accessed or honored the next part of your life or owning yourself. And that's what our messenger has done. So we stopped him today. It is now November the 12th, but we said look at November the 13th, because this is something that he couldn't believe and many of you could not have believed. He is 75 years old. He's healed everything that has happened in his life and that could occur in your life, because it's all consciousness and we've given him all the information. You each come into the world to do something, and it's not going to be the same for all of you. He chose a very different life path, but it was one to help your world and you at this time of restructuring, as we've said. There are individuals who come about who develop different skills that many of you have never seen, and that was our messenger, and that has made it challenging for him. And then he holds himself back, as many of you have done. And we're doing this today because we know the energies that are in your world now and what you're going to see tomorrow, especially in the United States, and we wanted you to become more aware, which is what we've been giving you all along. But our messenger's been hiding, so we asked him to stop and put together the messages for the 13th to show it to you all, and then we asked him to do something else. Have it verified with your artificial intelligence, which he's been doing, and you can more believe there's an organization in your world. Nothing is happening accidentally. He just developed the ability to hear us, take in the information, accumulate it, and put it into a work that could change your life and change your world. The only difficulty is you won't believe that, even though you're seeing the results. And he didn't believe it either, because he was kept looking for someone else in your world, in your history, who had done something like this, and there isn't, and no one has been you either. And that's the difficulty you each are experiencing. You're meant to become sovereign beings and have autonomy. And this is what we gave you. You're moving through this restructuring because there was an imbalance in your world, as we have said. And it was being structured in the United States, or that was the epicenter, because that was purposeful as well, because of the energetic shifts that were occurring. We have given you a plan that could heal everything. We've said it so many times, and none of you believe it. Most of you don't believe it. And it's not your fault, because you haven't seen it before, but we thought we'd explain it today. There is an organization in your universe of energy, and that energy is passed informationally, meaning you pass on things to one another. And that happens in cycles, as we've often said. Now, he didn't know he was putting together this 17-year cycle, but you will discover in your lives and in your world there are cycles that occurred. He tapped into it. He had no awareness that he was doing it in this manner, and this is why we've said to you before, sometimes you have people who come about who are savants or prophets and do things in a very different way that you've never seen before, and that makes it difficult for you to accept, and you hold yourselves back because you can't accept yourself and you can't accept the new information that's coming through, especially at this turbulent time in your world. We've told you none of this is accidental. You're each trying to find your worth and value. And then you've allowed centuries to go by where you've given it away to others, and you're still doing that. So we wanted you to awaken to something new, which is why we've given you your life operating instructions. It was an entirely new way to look at yourselves and your world. And if more of you would do it, you would heal. Our messenger has healed everything, and we've had him continually talk about it, but it seems like it doesn't make sense to many. So we said, you must change. The other aspect of this is the money. We've talked about it often, and he couldn't change. We have given you a $100,000 program, and he's not charging enough for it. And we can say that because we know it's that valuable. We've given you every answer that any human could want. And if any of you could understand that, you would make a lot of money by going and helping many more, which is what we wanted you to do. We had to break him down the other day, and we told him that he could make millions now because this work would work for everyone, but he still held back and struggled, because he couldn't own himself. That's the same for all of you. And he was embarrassed about the things that he was doing. He was embarrassed to show you what he has because you didn't accept it. It was different. And those are your beliefs, your old religious beliefs and all of that. And we said we wanted you to transcend that. Because if you transcend all of the old ideologies, you would live this great life. He's healed everything in his life physically. The only thing he didn't do is step over that other generational belief about how much he should charge, how worthy this work was. And we're telling him he's got to change now. because you can't go on when you keep denying yourself. But we're saying this to each of you because you have the same thing. But you've been afraid, or you've been doubting yourselves, or you've been taken over and your minds have been controlled by those who have been controlling your minds for the longest time, which is why you're seeing the conditions in your world now. We've given you all of that information, but we know it takes a while for you to accept it, but we're impacting it today because it's going to be very vital for your world tomorrow. We want you to love yourselves. You'll see that because we gave you that last year on this date, because we knew where you would be today, tomorrow. Because on the 13th, we're doing this because it's our messenger's lucky number, the 13th, so it's all aligned. And when we talk about alignment, you will see that in our messages. He had no clue that every day he was sitting down and writing a message that would be aligned to November 13th, but that's what happened. He developed a different skill that he wasn't acknowledging. Many of you have done that. You come into the world and you develop something new, but then you become embarrassed, and that is your gift. And that's what he's done. So today he's ending it. And we wanted him to send this to everyone because he's hidden what we have given him for the longest time because it didn't make sense. If you read the messages and if you read the explanation of the philosophy that we have given you, that we had him help of artificial intelligence so you could see it, it handles everything that anyone could want. It's neuroscience, which you all understand. It's cognitive behavior training. It's mind-body training. It's everything. What more would you want? What we said, we wanted you to become self-empowered. And this work is to become self-actualized, self-empowered, and honoring your ascension path for all of you. And now you know why it's all your fault. Because you haven't loved yourself enough. Now we hope you do. We've given you everything. And we love you so much.